Sean Cruz of TD Ameritrade brings us the final trade of the day, and we're going to talk about that stock of the moment. It has to be Facebook here. So what do you think about this stock? What is the options market predicting that could potentially be ahead for Facebook shares?
Yeah, it looks like Facebook just really can't get any help this week, and we've seen a lot of call activity in names like Facebook pretty much leading up to this point in the year. Bad news came out this week, and it's getting followed up by more bad news, and we're seeing that flip to the put side. So in some of the nearer term expirations, we're seeing a lot of activity at the 160, 165 strike. Going a little further out, it moves down to the 150, but it looks like you're seeing a lot of traders use this either as a hedge, or they might use it in lieu of a stop order, just in case it does gap down, they have a price they can get out at.
And do you think 150 is the floor on this fall that we're seeing in Facebook?
When you start to see the options activity stretch out that far out of the money, it means a lot of traders think that level could at least be in place. So it'll really be interesting to see how this plays out. And once again, those 150 strikes a little bit further out in time. So traders are saying they think it could get down there eventually at some point. Going to be later rather than sooner though.
But GE seems to get swept up in any sell-offs.
It does. GE down earlier this week, saw it get a little bit of a bid at some lower levels. We're seeing a lot of activity at this 14 call strike, so it looks like that just out of the money call strike, which usually is a little bit more of a back and forth. You might have people who hold GE stock be using that as a strike to sell, and you have maybe some traders who think this might be a near-term bottom, using that to maybe get a little bit of exposure if GE does indeed hit a bottom and start to recover back to the upside.
That's the question. Where's the bottom?
People have been asking themselves that since $28 in some cases. So,
ouch. Let's move on to one other name. FedEx came out with earnings. Interesting report here. So what do you think about FedEx?
FedEx was interesting. They've done a lot of work with their business model, and we're starting to see a lot of activity now on the call side at that 260, 265 strikes, which are just slightly out of the money.
So that's bullish-ish.
That looks like bullish. And we had an analyst come out and make a note that they think maybe FedEx is managing their exposure, the relationship with Amazon, a little bit better than UPS, and that could end up being a pretty good move by management. So seeing a lot of activity on the call side. Investors liked what they heard out of the earnings report, and I think they're liking where FedEx is positioned from a competitive standpoint relative to some of their peers.
Well, thanks so much for coming on the show. Always a pleasure, Sean.
Thank you.
Check out businessfirstam.com to find out where to see our entire show. And don't forget to like, follow, and share Business First AM.